Hello and welcome to the Department of Deportation podcast, the DEPODcast, where you can get all your latest news on immigration, the border, and deportations. Don't forget to visit departmentofdeportation.com for all your latest news and merch. On this episode, we'll be taking a look at Kristi Noem announcing a new illegal alien registry where they'll have to announce themselves and get fingerprinted to avoid criminal prosecution. We'll take a look at some Florida updates, and we'll take a look at immigration numbers down all the way through the chain of South America. So all the way into Darien Gap, and all the numbers under and south of the border are down. First up, we'll take a look at Kristi Noem's announcement.
Kristi Noem joins me now. All right, Secretary, what do you guys have in store?
Well, we are putting in place and enforcing the Alien Registration Act, which is using every single tool that we have at our disposal to do exactly what President Trump promised the American people. The Alien Registration Act says that within 30 days of being in this country illegally, someone must register with the federal government. They will be fingerprinted. They must announce that they are here. And if they do so, they can avoid criminal charges and fines, and we will help them relocate right back to their home country. And what this does is provide them an opportunity to come back.
So, as we see there, they're going to have to declare themselves and get fingerprinted. And they'll be eventually going back to their home country. But what they are doing is also being allowed an opportunity to potentially come back in the future legally. You know, and the fact that you decided to declare and then you decided to leave, that's a good sign in general that you might be one to follow the rules and do it the right way in the future. Up next, we're going to take a look at Florida, still continuing to make the right moves and cracking down even further on illegal immigration.
Sheriffs across Florida showed up to talk about how they will be working with the federal government to deport undocumented immigrants. But what is that going to look like at a local level? I asked the sheriff those questions. The day that President Trump took office in January, he issued an executive order. Before this order, local law enforcement could detain undocumented individuals if ICE requested it. But officers themselves did not have immigration authority. Now, under this new order, deputies can initiate immigration holds themselves and even make arrests for immigration violations without waiting for ICE to step in, even for something as simple as a traffic stop.
If a person was to be pulled over for a traffic infraction and they have one of those immigration warrants, would they then be arrested and deported?
The short answer is yes. Go out because cops help cops. So you'll see us out there today, and if ERO comes into Pinellas County today and says, hey, look, we're going to do an operation and will you give us a couple uniformed deputies to help out? You bet we will.
All 67 county jails signed up to comply with this program. County sheriffs plan to engage deputies in training programs to get ready for county sweeps. Florida sheriffs announced in a joint conference they will partner with ICE agents to enforce immigration laws in all county jails. 3 programs under 287G allow deputies and corrections officers at jails in Florida to undergo training and to be certified to serve warrants, make probable cause arrests, and take part in street task forces. A new state immigration enforcement council between Jacksonville, Pinellas County, and Polk County plans to strengthen that collaboration.
An ICE raid in Oakland Park has led to nearly a dozen migrants being taken into custody. Witnesses say that it happened early Wednesday morning near North Dixie Drive and Park Lane East.
Officials say the arrests are part of a criminal investigation.
So, a couple key points there. First off, virtually all law enforcement in Florida is going to have some immigration authorities. That means that even at jails, they're going to be checking everybody for their statuses. And in Florida, if you're an illegal and you get caught in jail, you're going to be put no bond at all. Also, upon request, they're going to be helping immigration authorities conduct raids. We saw that collateral arrests are still happening. None of the people that got arrested in that Oakland Park raid appear to be the target of it, but they're still all illegals packed into a box van, violating all kinds of safety rules already. So guess what? You get to go back to your home country. Finally, we're going to take a look at some numbers that are down, way down, and they're all the way from South America up through Central America, several of the transit points, and south of our border, all down.
It's stunning, Diane. There's no other way to put it, really. The amount of people arriving to the U.S. southwest border has plummeted since the peak months that we saw, let's say, 18 months ago. We did start to see the numbers significantly slow down when President Biden was still in office, thanks to pretty intense restrictions that his administration had put into place. But President Trump taking that even further, essentially cutting off any chance at applying for asylum at the U.S. southwest border. Also, when you look at the people coming up from the south, you look at the Darien Gap, which is that land bridge between Colombia and Panama. It's a stretch of jungle that anybody wanting to walk from South America to North America must go through. The number of people that the Panamanian government has registered going through that jungle gap has plummeted to the lowest level that we've seen since February of 2021, when we were right in the middle of the pandemic. So by any metric you look at this, people have stopped arriving for the most part at the U.S. southwest border.
It's pretty awesome to see that all those numbers down. It just puts less pressure on our southern border, and it'll dry up any of the people that were coming to flow towards here in the first place. We already see the numbers are down hugely. Now we'll be able to focus on getting the people that are in here already out. Well, that does it for this episode. Don't forget to like and share the video. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Instagram. And don't forget to visit deportation.com if you like any of the shirts that you see in the background. It helps support our channel, and it's some cool merch.